Hello there, viewers. This is Miller here. So what we got here is the Eflite Valiant 1.3 meter, and I've had this plane for quite some time, for about 8-9 months, close to 9 months now, and I absolutely love this plane. So you know, those of you out there that are looking to get one of these, you know, I'd suggest it. I'm a fairly new pilot. I'm flying for a little over a year, and this will be a great plane, a great first plane. It handles, it's just, it's unbelievable. It's a good plane. Yeah, anyway, so what I've done to it, and the reason I'm making this video, I guess, is to show you guys I put some Nav Lights on it, and I guess you can notice right off the bat that I got bush wheels on it. These wheels and the tail wheel and the mains are off of a Sport Cub. It's, I don't know if it's Park Zone or Hobby Zone, but it's one of them ones. So, or you could use the Timber wheels, which I have a set of Timber wheels that I switch back and forth. I just like these ones from the Sport Cub a little bit more because they're not as porous. And so I just chose to stick with those. A little easier to wipe off when you're in, you know, damp mud or sand or whatever. And, you know, I've added some paint to it, I guess. I painted that area black there, and underneath of the wings I've done yellow with the black that comes from Eflite. But my main upgrade that I really am that I really liked is the Nav Lights. Got my red beacon there. Got, of course, I got the strobe in the port, and you know, the red side and green side or whatever. Now, if any of you guys are looking to put Nav Lights on your Valiant or any of your RC, you know, your foamies, or even any of them, I guess, I chose this set of lights, and they're from the Flyzone Beaver. I'll get you the part number here, I guess. The reason I chose these lights are because it came with the lenses, and I like the looks with the lens rather than just sticking the lights out the end of the wing, because I had a set of those GT Power or whatever, and I just really wasn't happy with it. So found these, and they work great. One of the hardest things I found, let's maybe get this over here where it's a little shady. Quite breezy out today. There we go, a little better. The hardest part about installing these lights, I was cutting this out in the wing to install the landing light. It's pretty bright. A little challenging. I wish I would, you know, I could go back, I'd do it a little different, maybe paint the, you know, do the inside silver or something so it would reflect better, but overall, works great. You know, like I say, you got that strobe beacon there, and then you got a red beacon on the bottom of the fuselage. This is my Valiant. I just figured I'd, you know, paint it up a little different, you know, so it's a little different than everybody else's Valiant out there. And these lights, I tell you, are quite bright. They're very, very similar to what's on the Timber. Right there, I just poked it through the foam, through the fuselage, and glued it in right there. Again, if I could do it different, I'd find some kind of housing. I'd, you know, you always come up with ideas after you do it, you know. Plus, I was in a hurry to do it. I wanted to get them on there and get it done. But yeah, that's my Eflite Valiant with the bush wheels from the, I believe it's Hobby Zone Sport Cub. It's an older model from quite a few years ago. You know, I got it at my local, I got this set of wheels, I think, for $12 at my local hobby store. They said they've been on their shelf for a long ass time, for years, so they kind of cut me a good deal on it. Here's the part number of the LED light set that I used, Flyzone FLZA 6288. Comes with the lenses, comes with the lights and the LED controller. It's all plug and play. All plug and play. I should take the wing retainer off and show you. All I did was just take the LED controller. If you guys are familiar with the Timber, it's the same thing. I just took it and just velcroed it to the side of the fuselage. I'll show you how I ran my wires. All I did was just use the factory, what they had there for the servo wires for the aileron and the flaps. And then I come out and I just cut a little channel and use some servo tape to cover it up, painted back over it. I think it turned out okay. Again, first time, first project like this, I do it differently. I'd do it a lot neater and do it, learn some lessons from this, I guess. I'm using a Connexus 3200 30C. This pack seems to be okay, I guess. It's a little heavy. I'm using the heavier battery because it's a little windy out today. Little breezy, as you can see the flag way out there. And it's quite breezy. And that's the thing, this Valiant here, especially like for a beginner or even a novice piloter experience, this thing is fantastic. I mean, it handles the wind really well, especially with that bigger battery, and that's why like I said, I'm flying the bigger pack today. I also use this battery pack here. It's a Pulse 2250 45C. It's pretty light. I also use the Eflite 16 1800 2200. But this Pulse right here, it seems to be holding up well. I've had it for about 6 months. It does good, and I think it's lighter than the Eflite, and even a little bit lighter than the 2200 Venom. A little lighter than that, I think. But put this light pack in that thing on a non-windy day. Oh my! You pretty much have unlimited vertical. So you do. You get good vertical with it. Even with that heavier pack, it still does okay. I try not to do too much aerobatics or, throwing it around all that much. I pretty much fly at scale with the heavier battery and only try to stick to that heavy battery and only use it when on windy days. But like I said, if any of you guys are looking for like, a good first plane, second, even third plane, this thing is it. I also have the Timber, and both Timbers, I guess, UMX and the OG Timber, I should say. I have the Eflite Thunderbolt 1.5 meter or whatever, the Kansas Tornado. My Warbird, haven't flown it yet, gonna get to it. Like I said, I'm just kind of a newer pilot here. My main planes that I have and that I use and fly weekly, almost daily, are the Timber and my Valiant. I switch back and forth. Now comparing this to the Timber, the Valiant to the Timber, I don't know. I'll be honest, I think the Valiant's faster. I think that the Valiant has better vertical. It's more nimble. I don't know. They both have their pros and cons, and there's really not any cons to either one of these two as far as I'm concerned. And, again, don't listen to a new guy's opinion. Listen to the guys that's been around us a lot, but that's what it's about, right? Opinions and trying stuff new, and yeah. So I mean, I like this plane, the Valiants, and even my Timber. I'd have to maybe show my Timber someday. I painted, did some different paint to it, like, I don't know, just to make it my own rather than stock. One thing, Horizon Hobby, I wish you guys would listen to me on this. Make some of these planes, especially the Warbirds, with different paint schemes. Maybe like you know, or at least decal set. Say like you got the Kansas Tornado, right? That Thunderbolt. Maybe like make a different, you know, 2 different paint schemes to it, or even make 2 different, I guess, decal sets where you can change the tail numbers to a different, you know, change them up a little bit. Your competitors seem to be do things like that, like Dora Fly and Hobby King and stuff. Some of them guys do that. Eflite, you guys should do that shit too. It would be great. But yeah, don't those freaking nav lights look good on this thing? And they're bright too. They're bright. I like them. Like I said, it's an easy install, and I recommend them specifically just because you get, like I said, you get the lenses. And if you guys do decide to get this kit, this is a little difficult to put on your wings. You know, I thought it was. I did it. I think it looks decent. If I could go back, I'd do a little couple things different with it, but overall, turned out great. Turned out great. You notice it coming at you too, you know. You notice it coming at you. Oh, and I also painted the inside of the cow. You know, I don't know, with that chromite yellow or whatever. I would say if anybody's interested in this bird, I would definitely get it. Like I said, especially for your first, second, third plane, or even if you have hundreds of planes in your hangar and don't have this, get it, because it's great. I would suggest, especially, you know, like upgrading to the bush wheels, whether it's from the Timber or like I said, this is from that Super Cub. I believe it's Hobbzone or Flyzone, Park Zone, one of them 3. I would definitely suggest upgrading to the, woo, it's breezy, blowing her around. Might tip that bitch over. But anyway, that was the very first mod that I did before I even did my maiden on it, was I upgraded the wheels. Because I don't know, and I don't fly like I said, I haven't even flown my Warbird yet, and I've had it for a couple months, and this is one of my fields that I fly in. It's, you know, they're mowing, but they don't mow it all the time. It's just good enough to land your timber or your bush style planes. You don't have any issues whatsoever. And you know, I got several places to fly, and they're all like this. And you know, I don't belong to a club yet, which I'm going to, just so I have that groomed, manicured runway, so I can, you know, fly the Warbirds and EDFs and stuff and get into that. I really don't have a good place to fly those yet, but anyway, I like these style planes. I like my high wing planes, or the bush style planes, just because they're, you know, I drive a Jeep, and to me, like, it's just, I compare the bush planes to a Jeep or a four-wheel drive. Yeah, you can freaking land and go anywhere you want, and this thing here does. I've only flown maybe like 2 flights with the stock gear and with the wheel pants, and I like the way it looks with the stock gear. It works great for a, you know, pavement, and it did there. I fly at a local high school too, and it's just, once you get it on this garbage, you know, on terrain like this, those wheel pants suck balls. They don't work worth a shit. You know, the stock wheels. So that's why I'd recommend putting, you know, timber wheels on it, or the Hobbzone Super Cub. I also, like I said, I did the tail wheel as well from that Sport Cub. You could use the Timber tail wheel. It doesn't affect anything. It definitely, at first I just left the stock Valiant tail wheel on it at first, and it didn't seem to taxi as good or maneuver as well while you were taxiing on this rough terrain of the grass. And as soon as I put that bigger tail wheel on it, oh boy, did it make a world of difference. World of difference. So yeah, I mean, this is it. I guess this is the first kind of video that I've ever done like this, so I would like to apologize to my viewers and subscribers, first off, for not making any new scam baiting videos lately. It's just been kind of crazy. I just kind of took a break from it. I will, and I promise, at some point here in the near future, next month, couple weeks, I will be bringing you guys some more entertainment of calling and pranking the shit out of them, wrecking some scammers days and doing all that stuff. So I apologize that this has nothing to do with scam baiting. So, you know, still love you guys, but please forgive me. But I just kind of found a new hobby, and I've been kind of focusing my attention on just flying and work and family. Just had some things going on that just weren't good lately. Had 2 deaths, and you know, it's just it's been a nightmare. Lost my father, and then 3 months after that my son's mother passed away. It just kind of hits you all at once, you know what I mean? And so it's no excuses, but that's just kind of been taking a break from my scam baiting. So again, I apologize, and I love you guys. I will be bringing Billy Joe Billy Ball back, but right now I just felt like showing everybody the Valiant. If you're wanting to get a Valiant, oh yeah, get it. And especially for $169. $169 plus your $20 or $15 set of wheels, and your battery. You guys run whatever battery you want. It does, like I said, 2200, 16, 1800. It's perfect right in that range, and it handles the 3200C just fine. But I don't use it, only on really breezy or windy days. So you know, for the price point, $169 plus the wheels, if you so choose to do the wheels, and the nav lights. Nav lights were $13. So $13 for the lights is definitely a good deal. And it only took me, I don't know, about an hour and a half, 2 hours of just messing around with it, you know, and that was working really slowly. I guess I could have taken a better time, but again, hey, I can only do so much, right? But doesn't she look good? Those lights, oh yeah, especially that one on the wing. She looks good when it coming at you at night. You know, they're a little bit different than the Timbers. You know, I guess the lenses and maybe the LEDs and the lenses look the same, and maybe the red strobe on top of the fuse looks the same, but this bottom one is just a small little red one. And this thing here, if you do get a Valiant, I would suggest checking the maybe re-gluing this, or if you're doing the, you know, or putting some tape over it to secure it. I had that come off in flight on me. Another issue I've had with this in Horizon Hobby, or Eflite, I had the freaking the firewall separate in flight. The whole firewall, the cowl, the motor, everything was separated, you know, just about like that much during flight. You know, I took off and did a couple loops. I went up and did a stall turn, and I come down off the other side of it, and I heard some like, wow, the prop didn't sound right at all, and it was just freaking rolling to the right really, really bad. And I did a low pass, and I looked, and I seen this. It was wonky. It was moving back and forth, and I brought it down unscathed. Mine did not crash it. Woo, I don't know how I didn't. You know, that's one good thing about the safe mode. I don't use it a whole lot, but I used it that day to bring that down. I just hit the safe and brought her in for a landing, and yeah, it was the whole firewall was separated. So if you are definitely thinking about getting a Valiant, which I would, don't let that deter you. Before you fly it, take the cowl, you know, take the prop and cowl off, and take your foam tack, and just put an extra bead of foam tack all around the whole, you know, the firewall. You know, take the cowl off. You can see you'll see where it goes into the fuselage, that firewall. I would highly recommend foam tacking that in. Even on my Timber, I've had some of that silicone, that freaking white silicone that Horizon uses. I've had that, just, it's not good. So Horizon, don't use that shit, please. You know, I have several buddies that fly that had landing gear, just different things fail on them and come loose during flight, or just shouldn't have failed due to that crap. So that's my only complaint, and it's not a big complaint. So my next plane, which I'm going to be looking at getting shortly, I don't know what I'm going to get. Thinking about maybe the Avios Grand Tundra, the Multiflex Fun Cub XL. They're the Carbon Z Cessna 150, or maybe the Flex Innovation Cessna 170s. I want something big. I want a larger scale with nav lights. You know, I just want a larger scale. But anyway, well, thank you for watching, and again, sorry that this is not a scam baiting video, and I probably suck at reviewing things or telling you guys this stuff, but hey, you know, you can I'll get better at it. But I just had to show you guys, or YouTube, that my Valiant with nav lights and just the different things I've done to it, and the bush wheels, because I haven't seen any, when I was looking and searching, I didn't even find anybody that had nav lights on the Valiant. I mean, I found a couple, but they didn't really get into depth to tell you what they used or how they did it, or, you know, really show you how close what they done, you know what I mean? And again, it's real easy to get these lenses in there. You just poke a little hole in it, in the foam, and these lenses have little tabs that go into the foam, so you know, you just put some foam tack on there, glue them on, make sure they're square and on there good, and bada bing bada boom, get yourself a nice sharp hobby knife, and you know, with a nice sharp good blade on it, and you can really make a nice channel in that foam. And that was my issue with this right here. I didn't really, right there, I guess I didn't really do that good of a job, because my dumb ass didn't change the blade. I was too freaking lazy to change it, thinking I could work with it, but I didn't. Anyway, well, there it is with the nav lights. I guess looking at the Valiant, and you're thinking about getting it, get it. If you're looking to put nav lights on it, I suggest doing that. I'll give you the part number, the Flyzone, whatever, FLZA 6288. And that's what I would recommend, because it looks nice with them lenses, and I will definitely be buying these LEDs in the future for a plane, if I ever want to put lights on my next plane. Oh yeah, I would suggest that, shit, what was I gonna say? The wires are long enough for probably a 1.5, maybe a 1.7 meter, maybe a 1.7, but I had to, you know, double up, you know, the wires, and you know, I don't know, it was too long, but I don't know, give it a try. But anyway, I guess thank you for watching, and well, if you like laughing, check out my other videos where I prank call scammers and torment them all up and down. And check out my channel, check out Joe's Scam Bait, check out Karen Scam Bait, check out IRX Scammers, Luke Dog, Skeleton Siski, Little Piece, G-Man Scam Patrol. There's lots of them out there, but those ones they're funny as crap too. They're funnier than I am. So thank you for watching, and y'all have a good day. Happy flying from beautiful western Pennsylvania. Nice day out today. Just windier and shit, but so. See ya. Have a good day.